The gospel you just heard showed how only gradually did the understanding of the resurrection grow in the disciples. All the rest of this week, we will hear those great stories of how that belief developed. So this morning, rather than comment on this gospel, I'm going to revive a rather ancient custom among the Russian Orthodox Church, and that is that on the Monday after Easter, priests and the people of the Russian Orthodox Church would come together and tell jokes, usually Easter jokes, because this was in honor of the great joke that God pulled upon the devil, who thought he had won on Good Friday with the crucifixion, but God had the last laugh on Easter Sunday. Now, I want to do this today, a day early, because probably you won't be here tomorrow. In fact, we may not see some of you for a while yet, but so I want to do this today. Now, you may have heard these jokes before. I have two of them that are my favorite. But if you did, please laugh, because this is Easter. The first one. This is about Joseph of Arimathea, the man who took Jesus' body and placed it in a tomb that he had hewn out of solid rock. Well, a few days after the crucifixion, he was walking down the main street in Jerusalem, and one of his friends saw him and said, "Joe, what is this here? What is this I hear about you? That you let that tomb be used by this Jesus of Nazareth, this poor carpenter from Nazareth? Are you out of your mind? That must have cost you a fortune. All those shekels wasted?" And Joseph said, hold on. He only needed it for the weekend. And what a weekend it was. That tomb is still open. And it cries out like an open mouth throughout the world and throughout the universe, shouting, "Death is dead. Life has arisen. Darkness is gone. Good has overcome evil, and the victory can never be taken back." Unfortunately, throughout our earth now in 2017, there are other open mouths and other open tombs that cry out, "My children have been gassed. My churches have been bombed. My people have been massacred, or driven from their countries, or live in fear of deportation, or of war, or of a nuclear holocaust, or cry out from dry, parched, hungry, open mouths of the millions starving to death in southern Sudan and Ethiopia. Or the earth itself cries out that it is being ravaged rather than cared for. These are all cosmic Good Fridays waiting for an Easter. Does the resurrection have anything to say about these? Yes, because I believe the resurrection is a cosmic feast. It gives hope not just to you and me, but also to our whole earth and our whole universe. But that's where you and I come in. Most of these tragedies around our earth are caused by humans, and most of these tragedies around our earth can be cured by humans, prevented and corrected and healed by humans. On another Easter Sunday in 2013, the people of Newtown, Connecticut were mourning their Good Friday that happened a few months before, when 20 of their children were massacred by a madman. Jen Hubbard had lost her little daughter, Catherine. But on that Easter Sunday, she said, "I'm at complete peace, because I know Catherine is with God. I know full well what happened at school, but I choose not to dwell on that. God did not do that. The devil did that. And he thought we would crumble. But the devil was wrong. It has made me stronger. It has made us stronger physically and spiritually, as people, as families, as town. Even though my Catherine is missing in body, this will be a great Easter, because out of the pain and out of the darkness, Newtown is resurrected. Death, even the most cruel death of children, cannot destroy an Easter faith like that. Near the end of the Second World War, Nazi soldiers were trying to search two wards at Rome's Fata Bene Fratelli Hospital. But the doctors told them those patients had K disease. It will kill anyone who gets near them. Now, K disease was an invention of the doctors, because those patients inside that ward were Jewish families. And the doctors and staff kept them safe from the Germans until the war was over. Now in the hospital's courtyard is a plaque that says, "This place was a beacon of light in the darkness of the Holocaust." That was because of the heroic action of the doctors and of the nurses there. And that is just one example of the thousands that go on day after day and year after year, including this year, 2017. Today, in the villages around Mosul in Iraq that had been occupied by ISIS, Catholics are going back to their churches. Most of them have been destroyed or heavily damaged. The crucifixes broken, the statues decapitated, the altars ruined. But they are going back there today to celebrate Easter, to celebrate with joy the way that good has overcome evil. That's what I mean. The risen Christ keeps rising to new life in us who believe in him. Even nature shares in this cosmic nature or dimension of the resurrection of Jesus. Look at how after 6 weeks of drought, the California poppies flooded the hills with beautiful colors and new life. Creation itself keeps rising from death if we take proper care of it. That's what I mean by the cosmic dimension of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. By this time, you probably think I forgot about the second joke. Here it is. It was a few days after Easter, and the kindergarten religion teacher was gathering her class together, and she wanted to see if they remembered what she had taught them about Easter a few days before. So she said, "Class, do you remember what were the first words that Jesus said to the apostles when he rose from the dead and appeared to them on Easter?" In case you're wondering, the words were, "Peace be to you," and you'll hear them in next Sunday's gospel. She got a blank stare. "Oh, class," she said, "don't you remember the words that Jesus said, the first words he said to his apostles when we appeared to them after Easter?" Still blank stares. And she said, "Mary, you have a good memory. Can you tell us what were the first words of Jesus to the apostles?" Little Mary got up a little hesitantly, and she straightened her dress, and then she said, "I think it was, ta-da!" May Jesus ta-da each one of us today, especially here in the Eucharist. May the risen Christ offered to us now in this Eucharist come alive in us and help us to see the cosmic dimension of the baptism vows that you and I are now about to repeat. You will be invited to repeat them as you will be asked, do you reject Satan and all his works and all his empty show? For if Easter is ever to mean more than colored eggs and fancy bonnets and cute little bunnies, it will be because the risen Christ will continue to work through you and me to bring light out of darkness and life out of death and joy out of grief and good out of evil. If you're ready to pledge yourself to do that, I invite you now to stand and prepare to renew your baptism vows.